Hello, hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 264. I'm back. We're talking about kids delivering for Amazon and DoorDash, $100 billion shock. Do we really care? Kind of. A little bit, maybe. If you are on TikTok, if you want the full experience, go to youtube.com/the Gig Economy Podcast. There you can get all the videos and stuff like that. We are not famous enough on TikTok to stream appropriately, so that's it is what it is.
One day,
maybe one day, a lot of people will love us. Larry, how's it going?
It's going well, my friend. Going well. We're in a heat wave like the rest of the country. We got like the tiniest bit of rain today for the first time in a while. We need a good couple of soaking days of rain, but school's getting back in session. Gig work's ramping up as far as rideshare. Going good.
Yeah, I just posted a video in my friends group that there was only like 3 or 4 states in the country that did not hit 100, and Michigan's actually one of them. Yeah, it's like Wisconsin, right around the lakes, Wisconsin, Indiana, I think Illinois, and like Vermont for one reason, and like Michigan. And I don't know if it's because of the lake, but with the humidity, 90 feels like 105. So, but yeah, we did not hit 100 degrees this year. You internet trouble?
Yeah. And I'm hearing Dr. Phil in the background somewhere. So one of my videos must be playing or something. I don't know, man. It's a video. It's just one. I have one of the pages loaded up, for one of the stories.
Okay.
And you know how the videos will sometimes just start out of the blue. It was not Dr. Phil. Sound like Dr. Phil, but it was a sheriff.
I have a habit of where as soon as I click on a story, I right click and go to mute. And then it remembers that mute, and so then if it's the same business again, it just keeps it muted. So
that is a good tip.
Every single I mute Facebook, I mute YouTube because I'm gonna forget and it's gonna start playing. So
yep.
Well, we'll try to deal with the internet issues. Mo had some on. Maybe it's me this whole time. I don't know. No, it's I don't know if it is. Yeah. Travis said we only made it to 96. Yeah, I mean only to 96. Yeah. Like that's cool or something like that. But yeah, it was. It's been a warm summer. Don't tell anybody because I always say don't complain about the heat because you're going to be cold in about 6 months. But I'm kind of a little bit ready for some cool temperatures myself. So
yeah, I got a burp. This is probably the first time that I can remember that I'm like kind of looking forward to cooler weather. I've always been a summer person. But
same.
Man, once it gets up in the mid 90s, it's just not fun anymore.
Yeah, no, it's just not. You can't really do it. You can't, like, I would go out and just mow the lawn just to get it done. And then like, I wouldn't do anything else. Like I wouldn't weed the garden. I wouldn't do any of that.
Yeah. You're wiped out after being out there and, 98 degrees and 80% humidity, 90% humidity. Yeah, it just wipes you out.
Well, if you're listening, this is not the weather show. This is the Gig Economy Podcast. Go to gigeconomyshow.com for everything podcast related. You can sign up for the newsletter. Go to liftingwithlarry.com too. He's going to have stuff up there eventually when he slows down. Probably all podcast stuff.
actually got it. It has like the generic page has a place where you can leave comments. And Jerry from one of our Patreon left me a comment, just said, "Hey, yeah,
that's amazing."
I know he's great. I mean, I'm gonna have to meet him for breakfast. He mentioned it one time, and I have not really been getting out early on Saturday mornings, but I'm gonna try this weekend, see if he wants to maybe get together and do breakfast.
Yeah, that'd be good. Speaking of Jerry, we'd love for you to join the Patreon. Our members are awesome, and the tiers have just been revamped a little bit. There actually is a higher tier now to get extra access if you're interested. But go to patreon.com/the Gig Econ Podcast, and our awesome supporters are Samson, Bud, Omar, Delivery Cats, Frank, Tom, Jim, Miguel, Linda, of course, Jerry, and Faith. We can't thank you guys enough for supporting the show. It really means a lot. We'd love to have you out there if you want extra content, ad-free episodes, extra episode after each live stream, if the ones that I'm here. I have to say that now because I've missed like 2 in the last month, which is so odd for me.
Yeah, we'll have to set it up next time. Me, Gabe, we said we'll do a Patreon.
I mean, it's super. I mean, I could set it up. I feel like when Gabe's subbing in, I don't want to add any. Sorry, D's Nuts just joined on TikTok. I think it's just funny. I love the names you see on TikTok.
Yeah, they're great.
D's Nuts. But I just don't want to add any extra work for Gabe as he's coming on as a guest for sure. So join the Patreon if you want extra content, basically. And then we have a Telegram group, which we've added Bubba Sue, which is so nice to have her in there.
Yes.
And then, of course, Josh, who we really don't care about, and a bunch of other people, too. And it's just a great community. Right, Larry?
It is. Yeah. It's a great way to connect with other gig workers, people who know you. You start talking about your experience and they know exactly what you're talking about because they've been there, too. They've dealt with the same kind of routes or deliveries or passengers. They know those frustrations. They know the thrill of the hunt as well, and it goes along with gig work. So yeah, it's a great place to make some friends, not feel so lonely when you're out there doing gig work.
Absolutely. It's not. It used to be crazy, but it's not anymore. But we're building it. Is just because I think a lot of people stopped driving at night, and that's when it was busy. But all the links that we talk about are in the description. Feel free to grab those so you can join us. Stories from the road, real quick for me. None. I have not been doing gig work. God, this pop is making me burp so bad. It's like Dr. Pepper is so carbonated. It's like, geez, I'm not even slamming it either. It's like one little sip. So yeah, I haven't been doing any gig work. I've been moving a lot of old people. And this week I'm doing that. And I've also just kind of taken a little bit of a back seat this week since school starts next week. So I've been just staying home. I haven't done anything exciting. I did do something over the weekend with my kid and my wife. Have you ever heard of the Volo Museum? VOLO?
I do not. No, I have not.
So the Volo Museum is in Volo, Illinois, if you didn't know, and it's about 4 hours from Grand Rapids.
Okay.
And I think this guy started out a business and collecting cars, and he has every car imaginable in this museum. I mean, really? He has Hollywood cars, he has Disney cars, he has sets of Disney things that have been produced and never been touched. Yeah. One in the world, one. And I think he started out with cars, and then what we went there for is Chuck E. Cheese animatronics. Okay, I'm sure you've seen them. My son, what's up?
Yeah, I just read a story about that.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, about the people who collect the animatronics.
Yeah. So this guy has them, and he has a set from Chuck E. Cheese that was untouched, never went to production, and it's in immaculate condition. So it does all the songs and stuff like that, and you can watch it, and it they're perfect. I mean, obviously they still need maintenance stuff. And so they had just not more than that. They had a quartet that there's no other one in the world. This is the only one left, and so that's what we went there for. But the cool part of it is those cars.
I'm gonna have to look up that story and see if he's one of the people that's mentioned in that story.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Yeah. I don't know the owner's name, but that place, you can buy those cars right off the floor. So they had 69 Camaros that were $150,000. It says, hey, $12,000 down and only $1,500 a month for the next 10 years.
There you go. So did you come home with two?
I did. Yeah, right. But they were rolling the car out when we were there. Someone bought it right off the showroom floor.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So it's an odd little thing. I know this is a long fucking story. I apologize.
That's right. That's interesting. That is.
But yeah, if you ever want, and they have a Titanic museum, and
been through one of those,
a military museum.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just it's a really cool place. So
yeah, that sounds pretty neat. Yeah, my wife and I were always looking for places to go there. Not terribly far.
Yeah, it was okay. Chicago traffic was a bitch, but I mean, coming home on Saturday, we did 11 o'clock in the morning, fucking bumper to bumper.
I'm sure.
I'm like, where are all you people going? It's Saturday. No one's going to work.
Yeah. Stay home. Stay off the road.
Jeez. I see not much for you, but you're excited for the college kids to come back.
Yeah, college kids are back. Western Kentucky University, they start Monday, so kids are back in town. Almost all of them are back at this point. I will be working Thursday night, Thursday, and Saturday night for sure, unless something big, were to happen. But those should be pretty busy nights with the college kids. They usually party it up pretty big right before school starts.
Yeah, hopefully you don't get any pukers, but
let's hope, let's fingers crossed.
You remember when Jesper used to drive and he would like beg for a puker? He would be like, I want a puker. I want that money.
I want that money. Like,
you're a serial killer.
Yes. No, I'd rather just earn it.
Yeah, I'd rather live in a cardboard box than clean up some fucking asshole's puke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and
I've done it, and it's not the end of the world, but it's like, I mean, when I had my minivan, that guy puked.
Not the way I want to make my money.
No, it was a girl, maybe. I don't remember, but that shit went everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think whoever's driving that van right now still has it in their car.
Probably. Yeah, man. Sometimes it gets down places like you can't get there unless you just disassemble the car.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not spending money to do that, but it's not my problem anymore. Bubba Suze gives you credit for doing the drunken hours. Yeah, I mean that's where the money was at. When I started out, it was only rideshare, and so you had to like work during those times, and it was fun. I mean, we
did have a fun, man. We had a blast.
Yeah, there still was fun. I mean, there was more fun than bad stuff.
Yeah, and that was when you did have the thrill of the hunt because the multiplier was on, and the surge would get up. You get those 6, 7, 8, 9x surges, man, and your adrenaline's flowing.
Yeah, I mean that's when you would even chase the surge a little bit, even though they tell you not to. Like that's how Jesper got his ticket. He was
he was trying to come back to town. Yeah,
coming back to town doing 110 and 70. Like you can't do that.
No, they'll get you. They frown on it. They frown on that.
They do. All right, gig economy in the news. We're going to talk about DoorDash. I might not have the same take as everyone on this one, but let's talk about DoorDash overcharged this bakery.
Yeah, so there's a bakery out in Cupertino, California. It's called, I'll mess this name up, but La Patisseria. I don't know how you pronounce that, but anyway, they're known for European pastries, and they make custom wedding cakes. Sounds like a really upscale bakery. They were one of the earliest partners with DoorDash, and they were one of the most used places on DoorDash in that area. They became a customer favorite, and but they've been doing this for 10 years, and I guess their uncle finally got around to doing their books. He found out that they had been overcharged by DoorDash of more than $100,000. So big, that's not chump change.
No.
So she said that it went undetected for 8 years until their uncle, who handles the accounting, spotted the discrepancy. So it turns out that they had originally signed a contract with DoorDash where DoorDash would only charge them a 13% commission rate,
which is pretty low.
And for 8 years they've been charging them a 30% commission rate. And so all that adds up to over $100,000 over that 8 years. And, they may have gotten, that 13% low because they were one of the first people in that area to sign with them. But if that's what they signed, that's what the contract says, that's what it should have been. And, it says they repeatedly try to contact DoorDash to, get their money back. Eventually, DoorDash was talking back and forth with them, but then eventually DoorDash stopped all communication. She contacted, the TV station. After the TV station contacted DoorDash directly, the company finally refunded them. But it went back and forth. The first offer that DoorDash made when they contacted them, they offered them $42,000, which is less than half of what they owed them.
Yeah, they're trying to settle.
Yeah, they're trying to get them to settle. And then, like I said, after kind of a bunch of back and forth, they just didn't hear from them anymore until of course, the news got involved. They did refund them that. And then the family pointed out that, the refund didn't include any interest or penalties for breaking the contract. With the TV station kind of being the intermediary, They confirmed that DoorDash did agree to cover the cost of interest and penalties for violating the contract. So we'll see what happens if that really, that's really, if they really ever end up getting all their money. But I have to say, if you don't discover something like that for 8 years, I mean, that's a little bit on you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking I would do one transaction and go, shit, this is way higher than 13. I mean, that's more than double. Like, you would look at your payout. Like, I don't know, I would pay more attention, I guess. I mean, it wouldn't be perfect, but
you would think so. I don't know how you caught it after 8 years. What happened after 8 years?
Yeah, exactly. And I also love that they're like, okay, I guess we'll pay the penalties and interest for breaking the contract. You ripped them off. Why are you giving them penalties and interest for breaking the contract? Like, what are you doing? Maybe they broke it early and then they started the process of trying to recoup. And maybe if they would have done it later, but I don't blame them. I mean, break the contract. Let an attorney deal with that.
No, the penalties and stuff were on DoorDash.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought it was.
Yeah, you're thinking that their penalties were against the restaurant.
Yeah, so it was against DoorDash.
Yeah, it was
because they broke the contract.
Right, they violated what the contract said.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and they should pay them interest because they held their, they had their money for 8 years.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point.
Charging interest on that. So, but yeah, there's fault on both sides on that one for sure.
Yeah, that's sad. I hope
maybe don't have your uncle do the books.
Well, I mean, I get it's probably a family business, but man, have some when it has to do with money, man. Like
at least once a year, have an accountant go over it, even if your uncle's doing the book. If he's not an accountant, he is. I don't know. It didn't.
But even an accountant, I don't know if they would catch that. You need like an audit of your, but not like. Yeah, so clearly they weren't having somebody do payroll either. It was just like handshake deals or something, but who knows?
Yep, it happens.
Yep. All right, moving on. We have seen over the years of looking at videos and stuff like that, kids delivering DoorDash and stuff like that. It's like super weird. But you've never seen a flex worker do it, and I've got 2 videos here that shows that, and this is just crazy to me that you would do that. So here is this is the first one, I think. And then the second one.
Kid's in his Crocs.
Yeah.
Got his Crocs on. And he can't be. How old do you think that second one is?
He's probably like 10.
Yeah, that's what I was going to guess, 10.
The girl wasn't very old either. Well,
yeah.
So first, the first one, maybe it wasn't flex because unless he took a picture from the road. I mean, I guess he could, you know what I mean? Because she didn't have a phone in her hand, but
no, she didn't take you
that shit is dangerous because like how many dogs you run into and stuff like that. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, your daughter or your son gets like eaten or like injured from a big old dog or something coming on the property. Like you can't be doing that shit.
Yeah. I don't think I would be sending the kids out to do that, but
no, I don't mind them with you. I mean, hey,
if they're with you, that's one thing. You're there you can help kind of, try to protect them if a dog comes out or something like that, or some weirdo opens the door,
Yeah. Well, even that though, that's a good point too. If you had the kids in your car and you go deliver, are you locking the car? Like, cause that's another thing too. A lot of people leave those cars running. Can you imagine somebody jumps in that thing?
I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. There are certain areas where I deliver. I'm just like, I'm not feeling comfortable leaving this car on. If I can see it, I'm okay.
I don't ever leave my car on.
No, you turn it off every time.
Yeah, and generally we'll lock it.
Well, mine locks automatically because I got a fancy car now, not like my 2010 Honda Pilot. But if I can see it, I'll leave it on. But if I have to, why?
Guys, it doesn't take but a heartbeat, man. You never know. You just never know.
You just gotta be aware of your surroundings. Look around a little bit.
You can, man, but somebody could be hiding. You don't know.
Yeah, they're hiding. I mean, I guess it has happened, so that I can't say anything. I think somebody that I know that I work with at the Whitecaps is also a gig worker. She got her car stolen because she left it running.
Yeah,
like it does happen, even to people that you know.
I mean, nobody thinks it's going to. You know, nobody's like, oh yeah, I thought it was going to get stolen, but I left it running anyway.
Well, the amount of I'm sure you see it in your local Facebook group, but the amount of people reporting their car stolen and then be like, yeah, I left the keys in it. Like,
yeah.
Why are you even reporting it to us on Facebook? We don't care because you're a dumbass because you left your keys in it.
Yep.
Or unlocked, like idiots.
Yep. Not much sympathy there.
No. All right, moving on, Larry. We are talking drones. This is
we are talking drones.
This is not a right here. It's not a video, but this is an app.
An app called GigSmart. So they have apps that usually are hourly gigs. So they'll they'll put it out there for like at least 4-hour shift of doing this. And so this is advertising for a DoorDash drone program. They're offering $18 an hour. This was in Charlotte, North Carolina. They had 16 available shifts. They were 4-hour shifts at a time. And they advertised workers must have access to a standard valid DoorDash customer account to be eligible to work this shift. Why would it be? Why would you need a customer account? Not a Dasher account.
Yeah, you're right. Customer account.
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense either.
It's all fake. It's all fake. No.
You think? No, I don't think it is.
It says we're looking for reliable and energetic delivery runners to pick up food orders from local restaurants and deliver them to our drone loading station. This role is ideal for individuals who enjoy being outdoors and staying active. Must have an active standard DoorDash customer account, must have access to a car or be comfortable using an e-scooter, comfortable working outside for extended periods, strong communication skills, ability to work with a sense of urgency and efficiency. And I was showing my coworker the food delivery drones and stuff, and we came across some of these places where they have just they'll have a big yard fenced in, and it's got 10 or 20 drones inside there. So it's kind of cool. So if you want to work with drones a little bit, or be in the vicinity of them anyway, and also do DoorDash, this is an opportunity.
I mean, you're basically just getting the food and giving it to someone else to put on the drone to shoot it. Like, it's kind of dumb though, because like you get the food, you could drive it, but no, we're gonna make it cold and drive it to this area and then we're going to launch it. I know it's probably just a test thing and it'll get better, but you really feel like the DoorDash in regards to the food is really not, I mean, I don't feel like this is a long-term solution for doing food from a drone. You'd have to almost do it from the restaurant, which I don't think that's going to happen either.
I don't see that happening. Unless you have like a big area, it's got just a ton of, food, fast food restaurants and stuff like that. And you can put something centrally in there and, a drone takeoff area and have a bunch of drones there. I can see it working there, but
I mean, in my little city, I say little, but it has a big mall and a lot of stores built outside of it. I bet we have 25 restaurants within a mile and a half.
Yeah, same thing with out by our mall. Our main drag food for the food strip is Scottsville Road. If they put one out there, that would work here because there's so many restaurants out in that area, and you can pick them up, get them to that drone, and then zip them over. And especially if it's a weekend, there's a lot of traffic in town. You avoid all that traffic with the drone. I don't know.
It would be faster if you had if you had to go a mile or less. I think it would be faster to beat the traffic.
Yeah.
Put them up at the malls. They're all dead anyways. Use that space for that.
So I wonder how bad the weather has to get before they can't fly these things. Like if it's pouring like 20-mile-an-hour winds,
they ain't doing it during that.
and pouring down rain.
Yeah, even with
those containers, they're not. I mean,
I'm
guess
sure
the drone is waterproof.
Yeah, the drone would be, but I mean, I guess over time they'll probably master the weather thing where they put in the container. But I mean, I think it's cool. I would love to get shit delivered on a drone just to say that I got stuff delivered by a drone. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and they're going to get so much business from first time customers because
yeah.
they want to do it, and I'm the same way. If I was somewhere where I could try that out, I'd do it in a heartbeat, just for the experience.
Overall, if you really think about it, if a company decided just to do that, like Amazon, the amount of money you're saving, like you're not paying a driver, you're not using gas. I mean, yeah, you got to charge them, but like it's a freaking drone. Like it's got a tiny battery in it. It's not going to really do much, but
right.
God, you save a shit ton of money. And I'm sure that's why the same reason they're doing the robo taxis and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
they're gonna make more money.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. If they're doing it, that's the reason they're doing it. They're not doing anything going, okay, let's implement this because this would make the drivers more money, or this would make the dashers more money.
No,
it's not happening.
Did you see? I didn't screen grab it, but there was a pricing of like Waymo and Uber and Lyft and all that, and Waymo was the highest one.
Yeah.
And I think they started out cheap, and now it's way more expensive. I mean, how are you gonna pay for all that tech? I mean,
that's a lot of tech, man. Those cars are not cheap. Not cheap. Yeah, sure. All that equipment you have to put into them, and I'm sure they're having to spend a lot of money, fighting regulations in different places because a lot of these states and stuff. I'm sure the regulations right now don't allow for autonomous cars, so you got to do a lot of lobbying. But yeah, mainly just attack on those cars because those cars are not cheap.
No, you talked about like the lobbying and getting through regulation. See, with Uber, they just went in and did it, and no one knew, right? But you got this car that's autonomous. We're like, hey, why is this car driving in our city? Instantly, you get flagged.
Yeah.
But when you got normal Joe Blow, doing Uber, they don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Nobody notices, they're so ubiquitous now, especially you don't notice if somebody's driving. And a lot of places, a lot of people don't even never put the stickers in the windows or anything.
I took mine off.
I
recently took mine off. I'm like, I don't want these in here anymore.
Yeah, you don't do enough to worry about it.
What's up?
You don't do enough rideshare to worry about it.
Well, that's the thing. It's just for rideshare, and then now it just labels me. I don't know. It is nice though when you have them on there and you're doing something else. I think people recognize, oh, this is probably the guy picking up my paint or something like that, because they're like, he does Uber and Lyft, so obviously he's a gig worker, but. I don't know. Maybe we need a gig worker sticker or something, or
and you feel better sometimes. Like from my wife's running into the store, I'll park right in front and leave and put my flashers on. I'll be like, I'm not worried about it. I'll just tell if they tell me, I'm like, my customer's coming right out.
Yeah. Well, we all know you just put your flashers on, you can park wherever you want.
Pretty much. I mean, that's the universal sign of, I'm only going to be here for a minute. Leave me alone.
I've only run into a officer once with driving old people, and and as soon as I say, oh, it's for a retirement home, they're having trouble moving, he's like, okay, just get them loaded up and then he can go.
Yeah.
Turn the hazards on, you're good to go.
Yeah.
All right. I love Spark, and this is something different, and we had talked about this maybe a month or two ago, and I wasn't quite sure what's going on, and what's happening is a lot of these Spark drivers are hanging out in the pickup spots just waiting for orders. So this is going to eliminate it. If you're for audio listeners, there's a picture that says no offer area, highest priority, and beyond this range. So no offer area if you're within 150 feet of the parking spaces reserved for pickups, you won't receive offers. Highest priority is 150 feet to 1 mile. Priority area for receiving all offers. All driver have equal priority. And then beyond this range, more than a mile, you'll still receive offers, but your priority decreases the farther you are. So, which makes sense. You're farther away, you're not going to get it as much. But I applaud them for doing it. I wish they would make it more than 150 feet.
Yeah.
I think they should put a geofence around the entire store.
Okay, so you can't park in there in the parking lot.
Unless you have a giant parking lot. But and they typically do have pretty big
they usually do. Yeah.
But
and people wonder, like, can they really be that exact? And they can with that geofencing. And I mean, Uber used to do that. When I used to not be able to drive in Tennessee, man, I mean, that I would drop a passenger off at the airport and it cut me off, but as soon as I hit that state line, man, it came back up. I mean, it came back on.
it's crazy how those geofence works. But I think 150 is still too close. I mean, because honestly,
that's not very far, really.
No, because if it's from depending on where the pin is, and I don't know if you're able to see the pin on the map where they drop it, because I'm thinking about my local Walmart. I mean, you could be 150 feet and be in the next parking spot away from the pickup. Like you could still be like right at the entrance at 150 feet.
Yeah, I mean, 50 yards is not very far.
No, so I hope they make it bigger. But yeah, don't be hanging out there. And I hadn't really seen that at our Walmart. It wasn't a big issue, but I definitely see the one more towards the downtown area that had that trouble. People would just be hanging out and chatting in their cars.
Yeah, it's starting to look like the airport lot, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I would, get out the lawn chair and
yeah,
shoot the shit and wait for orders. But so this is good that they're doing this. I'm hoping that with that, and then I feel like Walmart's being like the most strict on identification.
They seem to be cracking down.
Yeah, I think the other apps are trying. They're pretending that they're trying, like Uber and DoorDash, but I really see Spark really kind of getting after that. So
for sure.
So Larry, you're going out this weekend, and you got real excited when you opened the Lyft app.
Well, this was for last weekend, so I don't know if I'll get anything for this weekend. And I was hoping for, but I hadn't seen one of these in a long time. So this is a ride challenge that popped up, and I didn't even see it till I think Sunday when I went out. So there wasn't any chance of me getting it because it was 2-level like they do. If you do 26 rides, it was a $48 bonus, and then 9 more rides would be another $29.50 bonus. So if I did 35 rides, it would have been $74.50, I think.
$77.50.
Yeah, $77.50. And fast math there.
Well, I mean, it says it right above it.
And I figured that out. It was like $4.41 a ride for those. So that's what you would be getting extra.
It's not horrible.
No, it's not. And especially, like I said, I haven't seen a ride bonus in, it's probably been 6 months, I would say. I really don't remember for sure, but I'm hoping another one, comes out this weekend, and I'll actually look at my app sooner since I'll be working Thursday.
What I was going to say is I don't even bother looking anymore. I do see, Uber will send me a notification because I have Uber driver installed on my regular phone. It'll come in like, you could make an extra $70 next week. I never click on it because I'm like, whatever. It's going to be like 400 rides for an extra $70.
Yeah, I don't ever get those.
No, you never get them?
I never get any communication.
You've said that before.
Yeah, it's really strange. Yeah, Uber. I haven't seen anything from Uber in a long time. We used to get the extra money for the geo-fenced area from that covered downtown and campus. They usually turn that off in the summer because the students aren't here, so they're not worried about getting drivers down there. But I'll see if it cranks up again here in a week or two. They're usually pretty good about turning it off and on right when school starts and stops.
What was that, like an extra $6-7?
Well, see, it started out like a few years ago. It was like $12.
Okay.
Like that's back when, we were making good money.
Each ride was an extra 12, or you made 12? Oh, geez.
Yeah. That didn't last long though. And then it went to 9, and then it went down to 7, and it went down to 5. And then like now it's usually like 3, extra $3.
See, 3's not going to get me down there. Like,
no, but I mean, that's where I'm at anyway, because that's where all the college kids are.
Yeah.
And it gives you good incentive to do the short rides, because you do these rides for these college kids, and it's like, you're going like 6 blocks sometimes, and you're like, you don't even want to take them. But if it's going to give you an extra money for that, it kind of helps make up for it. And you can set your, you can geo-fence yourself, for that area if you want. Just take those short rides. Well, yeah, with you can set your zone, and just knock out those short rides if you want to.
Okay, I didn't know you could set that.
Yeah, you can do like a filter.
So they'd only give you those rides in that area?
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's been a long time since.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what are we talking about?
For sure. Yeah. I rarely use it. I don't even think about it. But every now there's been a few times I've like, I should probably turn that on.
Yeah, I mean, especially if there's a bonus down there.
Yeah.
That's I guess I can see what you're saying, because $3 to me is like, am I going to drive back? Like if I take a drop off in the suburbs, am I going to drive back to that area, or am I just going to try to get a ride, play the game a little bit? I don't know. I probably would just stay around the area and hope I got a ride back down there, because I don't know. especially in a gas car, like a big SUV, you're going to drive downtown for like 15 minutes to get another $3 bonus. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's another reason why a lot of times I don't turn it on, because, it's just nice to get a longer ride. Sometimes you're taking these, 3-5 minute rides all the time. You're like, man, I don't want to be starting to stop, and just, give me a nice 15-20 minute ride, with a decent payout, and I'll get out of here.
Well, that's what I hated with when I drove XL, because it's such a fiasco to get in my Pilot. Like, I got to the point where I was taping down one of the latches with duct tape, because they would grab it and the seat would just fall. It wouldn't slide forward. So they're climbing all over my fucking seats. Right. And it was just like, I'm driving this XL for a mile and all this rigmarole. And I'm like, give me a 10-minute, 15-minute drive so I can just like chill out and drive and not, you know what I mean? But then also, you're like 10-15 minutes of a drunk that's ready to puke. Then you're like, I want a short ride.
Exactly. It all depends on who you get for that ride. Sometimes they get in, you're like, all right, this is great. This is going to be a nice 20-minute ride. And then I'll have, 20 minutes or back down, coming back where I'll be on my own. And then sometimes I get in, you're like, oh God, I got to spend 20 minutes with this person.
It's like, it's a dude and they're really annoying, and they're like, hey bro, and they sit in the front, of course. Oh yeah. Hey man, I love you, man. Like,
yeah.
We'll take you to the county.
That's when you want the ejection seat button in the car.
Ride not worth it.
Nope.
Deny. Eject.
Fire them off into space.
For sure. Moving on, this rapper who I've never heard of.
Jeezy.
Jeezy. Jay-Z. Well, I've heard of Jay-Z, but
this is Jeezy.
So this cracks me out. This is Fox 5 Atlanta. The article is like it's so short, but basically this rapper gave a special shout out to an Uber driver, helped make him to a recent show in Baltimore. He had bad weather. The flight got canceled. His team opted to drive from Atlanta to Baltimore, but hit trouble again when their car struck an object on the highway, puncturing the gas tank and causing a fuel leak. Wow, damn. I mean, that's a bad, whatever you hit.
That's bad luck.
That's bad luck. That's when the Uber driver Tanner stepped in. He picked them up and drove them to a nearby rental location, but when no rentals were available, Jeezy asked Tanner how much it would cost to drive them the rest of the way. After a quick chat, Tanner agreed to and drove the rapper 10 hours straight to Baltimore, where Jeezy arrived 10 minutes before taking the stage. As a thank you, Tanner was made a special guest at the show and gifted a snowman t-shirt.
Give me some cold hard cash, man, and keep your t-shirt.
Well, I want to know is like, after a quick chat, what does that mean? You know what I mean?
What did they end up working? What would it take you to do a 10-hour drive? Because then you got to, you're going to have to stay in a hotel and then drive 10 hours back.
Oh, probably $600.
You do it maybe 10 hours for $600.
So it's 3 hours, or it's 300 there, 300 back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'd probably do it too. I have to admit, I'd probably do it too.
It's like, oh, this is so you're thinking in your head, like, this is a rapper. What happened?
It's a good story. Yeah. And it's a good story.
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't have, family at home that I need to get home to and stuff like that, I might do it. Like, single, like, think about, and this is not because Frank doesn't have family, but I feel like Frank, which we haven't heard from in a long time. I really miss Frank.
I do too. Yeah.
He's still in the group. He's still part of Patreon and everything, but I can see Frank fucking doing this. Like, he'd be like, let's roll. You know what I mean? And he'd be, I hope he did get paid more than just like, I drove you down there for a fucking t-shirt and coming up on stage.
I'm sure they did. I mean, I'm sure this guy, they worked something out financially. I can't see many people doing a 10-hour drive, for nothing.
Oh, there's no way I'm driving until you say, hey, I'm going to pay you this. I would take his word for it. I wouldn't need the money up front, but I'd be like, we got to work out a deal here. Like,
or maybe half up front, half when we get there.
Yeah. I mean, that's so tough. Like, remember when I did, you'd roll the dice on some of these airport rides and they're like, I'll pay you. But when I started allegedly did a few cash rides, I said, I'm going to need all of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you're going to have to. I'm the one with the car. I'm seeming to be the one more responsible in this moment. So you're going to need to give me the $200 up front. Like,
because you're always taking a chance when you're doing
absolutely. I mean,
cash rides.
He's got, for somebody that would fight that and be like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm like, okay, I'm not taking you then. Find somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember the story. I took this lady on a cash ride one night, and she paid me. Ended up being counterfeit money.
No, I don't remember this.
Yeah. I took it down.
Did you?
I worked at the police. When I worked at the city, so I took it down to the guys at the police department. I was like, this money looks weird, and they're like, oh yeah, that's counterfeit.
So when you took it, you didn't really look at it. You just grabbed it.
Well, it's the middle of the night. You're in the car. It's dark. They give you cash. It wasn't like Monopoly money or anything. I mean, it looked like cash.
Yeah, to the quick glance, it looked real.
Yeah, you count it and make sure it's all good. And yeah.
Oh, so you lost that ride. How much was it?
I don't remember because I took her there and then like she had me wait like an hour and then bring her back. So it was pretty significant. Yeah,
it would be hot.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Did you end up having her phone number at all?
No, I mean I gave them all the information, but
because I would have ratted that out. I'd be like,
yeah, well, I'm like I said, I filed a report and nothing ever came of it. I think she skipped town. I think she was transient.
Yeah, you should have emailed Uber and said, hey, I took this cash ride and it was counterfeit bills. What can you guys do for me?
I did.
People have done something like that.
I'm sure, man. What can y'all do? I took this ride that had nothing to do with your app.
Right. I circumvented your app for a cash ride.
You need to compensate me.
Yeah, I got taken for a literal ride.
So. Call him Morgan and Morgan if you don't.
Morgan and Morgan. Nice.
Not a sponsor yet.
In the news. All right, way more in the news. We got more. I think I got 2 in the backlog. This is a video that he did a legal turn. It's 15 seconds. Let's watch. So there you go. An illegal left turn for our audio listeners, that terrible music. So it's just basically a video and it's a right turn only. Yep. And the Waymo decided to turn left. So
yeah. And he came out pretty aggressively. There's a car still coming and he came out there pretty aggressively and then came in behind him.
Yeah. I mean, in bumper to bumper traffic though, sometimes you gotta be like, just nose your way in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be like, oh, there's another car coming.
Yeah. Especially when you're making an illegal left turn.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know why stuff like that happens when the technology, I mean, it literally, you have unless that sign got added yesterday, which it probably didn't, they have all the updated traffic things and stuff like that. So I don't know why it would try to do that, but
yeah. And I mean, and they've got to be seeing it on the cameras that are in, on there.
Yeah. And I wonder if they no, there's no way they review it. Maybe there's AI. I wonder, well, they would have to, right? Like to get better at stuff. There's got to be a way that they review like, oh shit, we made a left turn on a right only. Like how'd that happen?
Yeah. You wonder if there was a passenger in the car and if they reported it.
Oh, I would.
Oh yeah, I would too in a heartbeat. Because I mean, that's how they learn. That's how they learn.
Exactly. Just like, hey, like the driver. Hey, dickhead driver. No, I actually would probably not say that. I might report him in the app, but I don't want to get hit.
Yeah. There's no sense causing a confrontation in the car when you can just report it at the end of the ride. But
right. Yeah. Because I see why we talk about that a little bit about, especially female riders, when there's an issue with the driver, they don't say anything. And people are like, why did you say anything? Like, dude, like,
yeah, just think about it. I mean, the stuff that they put up with and have to live with all the time is bad. And
but it's just not. You just don't do that because what happens if the guy goes crazy? I mean, it can happen for us too, but like for females, I think there's just a little bit more of a risk. So
for sure,
I'm not being sexist. My wife can kick my ass. I'm just saying, men prey on women and they're creeps. All right, Octopus tablet. We'd love for you to get this. You get it from them for free. The mount, the tablet, the charger, Everything's free. You make up to $100 a month. And you win, or your passengers can win prizes, and they play trivia, and they have the news and sports and the NFL, which is, I cannot wait till it's starting. But they have all that in there to entertain your passengers, which, I mean, honestly, let's face it. Sometimes it's good to have that in there because you don't want to talk some nights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And it entertains them. It keeps them occupied a lot of times. People love trivia. They'll get in. They're so excited that they can play, trivia with their friends in the car or look at, maybe a movie trailer or, they have all sorts of interesting things on there. Like I said, sports scores, things like that, whatever's going on. They're very seasonal, anything that's coming up, any holidays. They're very good about updating the software.
Right. And it's easy money. You can make maybe a tank or 2 tanks of gas a month for doing nothing. So
for doing nothing. Yeah. You mount it, forget about it, really.
Right. Link is in the description for that. Total side note, speaking of football, man, I'm so excited.
I am too. I
haven't watched any preseason. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, preseason is, most of the people that you're seeing are not even going to make the team. So you can't base anything. I still watch it just because I enjoy watching football. So I watched my Bucks play last week. I'll watch them again Saturday probably. If I don't watch it live, I'll watch it the next day.
I can't watch it though because I get too stressed out. Even though I know these are like 3rd or 4th strings. I'm just like, can't do it. Stresses me out. So September 7th, the Lions play. I think they play the Vikings opening game, or maybe it's Green Bay. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, very excited. Yeah, very excited. And I wish they'd figure out, a better way to be able to watch the games you want to watch without having to mortgage your house.
Well, I looked, speaking of that, it's funny. I looked at ours and everything is on local channels except 2 games.
Okay.
Which is way different from last year. I think the Lions having another good year. I think they're like, all right, we need to put these more on prime time. But yeah, there's a Netflix one and a Prime Video, and I have both of those. But the rest of it is like ABC, NBC, Fox, all that stuff. So
okay, Bubba Sue said she doesn't like preseason either.
Thank you. It's the worst.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely it's nothing like the real season. But I just enjoy football. But yeah, you can do that because you're local to your team. My team's hundreds of miles away. So
well, I still the antenna doesn't work. I'm gonna buy YouTube TV again just so I have it and I can watch it anywhere. I can watch it on my phone if I'm working.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna do it that way.
Yeah. So I did Sunday ticket again. So
you got paid the big bucks.
Well, me and my son can he can watch too because we have the family YouTube plan.
Oh yeah.
And so he just has to we have to log in his account here like every 2 months or something.
Okay.
You have to keep it so they'll know that you're local supposedly. But
the day the Super Bowl was over, I canceled YouTube TV. The next day I was just like, don't watch TV. Done.
Yeah.
I only have it for the Super Bowl.
There's a lot of people who do that. I mean, for whatever season, that whatever their big sport is, there's some that'll have it for football season. Some will have it for, a certain streaming service or basketball or hockey or things like that. But
it's not even just the Lions. I watch a lot of other football too. Like if it's on, I'm probably watching it.
Yeah. And that's the thing with Sunday Ticket. I mean, you can watch any game anywhere. And I'm curious to see how it all goes. ESPN bought all this NFL stuff, last week. They're starting their own streaming app called, surprisingly, ESPN.
Shocking.
Yeah. At least they didn't call it ESPN Plus, like everybody else.
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how all that goes. But yeah, love football season.
Did you see that this is not a sports podcast either, but we love football.
That's right.
This is not even about football. Did you see that the UFC made a $7 billion deal with Paramount and CBS that they're going to have no more pay-per-views anymore?
Oh yeah. They're also going to have a UFC fight on the lawn of the White House on 4th of July next year.
Are they?
Yeah, it's part of the Paramount deal.
Jesus, Jenny.
Well, yeah.
I can't. I don't want to throw up.
Do you watch all the UFC?
I used to when Conor McGregor, even though he's a prick and I didn't know when he was fighting coming up, he wasn't like that, but now he's just a rich fucker that thinks he can do what he wants. But I kind of got out of it after he did, but I really enjoy watching it. I like the wrestling mostly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not as exciting, but like I like when they make a move after like 2 minutes and they choke a guy out and they're like, "Holy shit, I didn't even see that happen."
Oh yeah, you're like, what's he doing? He's not even, and you don't even see the move sometimes.
No, you don't.
Why is he tapping out? What's going
on?
on?
And all of a sudden the other guy's tapping. I'm like, shit, like, slow it down.
I didn't or something.
Right. He's got to take a shit.
Yeah. I'm just not feeling it, man. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done. Out. Fucking tired. All right, Larry, DoorDash is worth $100 billion thanks to dominating U.S. restaurant delivery.
Yeah. So and we've seen this, very much as gig workers. It used to be Grubhub and DoorDash and Uber Eats, and Uber Eats still does a good business, but I don't know, Grubhub, I don't know what they're doing. I don't even know how they're still in business anymore.
I know.
I really don't. Everybody seems like does DoorDash nowadays. So, they've been really, the pandemic, of course, helped the food delivery tremendously. DoorDash really kind of took off. 2024, though, was the first time that they've shown an annual profit. That's what we see a lot of times with these companies. It takes them a while before they show a profit. In May, they announced 2 proposed acquisitions. So they're going to buy $4 billion deal for a company called Deliveroo, which gives them one of the top 3 meal delivery businesses in the UK and also presence in more than 40 countries. So they're trying to turn their restaurant delivery into a global business, not just United States and a few other areas. Another thing they bought was a hospitality software called 7 Rooms. And what they do, they have software that helps restaurants, hotels, other places like that, helps them manage their reservations, their bookings, and their kind of their CRM, their customer relationship management. So these kind of 2 acquisitions, I think, they're talking about it's really going to put DoorDash in a good position to expand their reach globally and really ramp up their business even more. So I think we see it all the time. How many times have we done these stories about, okay, DoorDash partnered with these 7 grocery stores, and it's big and small. They're partnering with the big boys, but also some of these local markets that you've never heard of unless you live in that particular area. They're partnering with them too. So they're really, I think, spreading their reach out. We're going to see, I think, DoorDash, I think we're going to see them on a continued, upward rise for the next upcoming few years.
Yeah, it's wild to see them doing that. I was shocked. I think I read. I went to go try to read it again, but it locked me out. Apparently, you only get 1 read for me, and then that this year was the first quarter they went profitable.
Yeah. I mean,
last year.
It was last year, 2024. Was their first? Let's see. Yeah, it was their first. Let me find that quote again. Finished 2024 with its first ever annual profit.
Okay.
So it may have made profits in like a quarter, but overall, for the year, it didn't make a profit until last year.
I'm also interested that they talk about a lot of the ad space that they're doing that's more profitable than actually the food, because obviously there's probably less overhead than that because you don't have a driver. But it is interesting. I mean, this is what businesses do. This is what Lyft should have done back pre-pandemic or when the pandemic happened.
Yes,
they're doing other things. They're like, okay, we got our foot in the door with food. Now, I mean, I can't see DoorDash doing like rides or anything, but like they obviously know for us to succeed long term, we need to establish different footprints in all over the world or different things.
Yeah, because one of the other acquisitions that DoorDash did was a $175 million acquisition of an advertising technology company called Symbiosis, which it helps brands and retailers who advertise on DoorDash, on the DoorDash app. It helps them also reach the customers on other platforms. So you might see their ad on DoorDash, but you might see it on other platforms, things like that. You'll see their ads as well. And DoorDash did their ad business, crossed over the $1 billion in annualized revenue in 2024. So that's an area of, key profit area for them as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you own the ads and you're, you know, you could say
you're pushing them on your platform.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can say to Joe's Pizza Shack, like, hey, you know, we can, you know, like,
you own the pipeline. You own the content and the pipeline.
Like, just keeps going and going,
That's
rolling
right.
downhill.
Yep.
I mean, I don't blame them as much as like they need to pay more and, you know, just be a little bit more driver friendly. I mean, I don't blame them.
Take care of their people.
Yeah, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's what capitalism is. You grow and grow and try to be better. So
that's true.
All right, last one we'll do. This is just kind of a funny video. You guys always, I wrote it as flex scammers, but you guys always, you know, I tell people that like wants to do flex. I'm like, this is what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. We'll watch it. Oh, we can talk because there's no audio. But he's refreshing. Phones. He's got 5 phones and he's just taking his fingers and refreshing. Now, I should have known this, but I didn't know. Apparently, you can just pull down on that. So if you see that orange button on the bottom, that's what I would hit.
Oh, okay.
Checking for routes.
Look at you learning something.
I know. I think
we are an infotainment podcast. That is part of the info right there.
Right. I mean, I think it's quicker to do this. You know, like just keep tapping.
Pull down.
But flex is not for the weak. If you know, and I see why a lot of people use bots because they don't want to have to deal with that. Because how can you make money elsewhere when you're doing that? So if you have a very competitive area, it's tough to get routes, and sometimes you just have to refresh. Now, Gary's app has an app for that that'll refresh in a certain amount of seconds you want, and you kind of got to figure out the algorithm before Amazon yells at you and says you've been, you know, tapping too long. That's what it says. But you kind of got to play the game. But yeah, it's a great app. You can actually download it for free if you want. That one's for free, unless you don't want the ads, then it's $20. Sorry, TikTok's trying to drag the puzzle piece in the spot. That's what they do to know that you're still
active.
You're still active there. So all right, folks, thank you so much for tuning into the show. Shift Hustle was done Monday. The last episode will be out this week. It was kind of just a fun summer thing. Wasn't a huge fan. Not sure if I'll bring it back, but we'll see. You know, things are always can change. Now that getting back to work, a bit more busier, I just want to focus on the main show here. Larry, you're going to work this weekend?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I plan on going out tomorrow night. Thursday. There'll be a lot of fraternity and sorority parties going on tomorrow. A lot of kids out and about, away from home for the first time, spreading their wings, you know, getting blackout drunk for the first time.
Right.
All that fun stuff.
I was thinking about your website. You need to take like that picture and put it on the website and just put like a story behind it. Like if it was, you know, like, hey, this is Hannah, or, you know, and just be like, just a little bit about, like, I don't know. I think it would be cool to do.
The pictures I take for my Instagram.
Yeah. And then if you have a connection with that person, be like, hey, this is so-and-so, or you can make up a fake name and she's.
Yeah. And that's what I like to do. I try to get some information. I try to ask them where they're from. I try to ask them, you know, what they're majoring in. And, you know, sometimes you'll get stories out of that, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
You can do it. So a lot of times when I post on Instagram, that's what I try to do. I don't, it's like, you know, hey, I had the pleasure of driving these people. I'm like, oh, this is, you know, like I said, this is Susan from Chicago. She's majoring in, you know, pre-vet, and, you know, she's a junior, or, you know, something like that. But yeah, that'd be cool to start, because I definitely want to do something with my website. And one of our sons is he does website design, so I can get some help.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna promise I'm going out this weekend. I've got a busy 2 days ahead of me, and then I'm off on Saturday. Maybe I'll do some flex, although there's nothing really exciting about that. But
I'll pick up your slack.
Yeah, I'll guarantee you one thing. This is 100% guarantee. I'm not doing rideshare this week.
100%.
100%. We'll be live on Patreon in 8 minutes. Go to patreon.com/the GigCon podcast and you can watch us. Yes. And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
We'll see you on the road.
All right. Peace
out. Good night, everybody.